The galaxy had always been vast, dangerous, and full of mysteries that only the bravest dared to explore. Among the countless stars and planets, Earth was a small, unassuming world. To most alien civilizations, it appeared insignificant, a blue-green marble orbiting an average star, with no notable resources and an atmosphere that seemed thin and fragile. Yet, hidden beneath its surface and in the heart of its oceans, Earth held secrets that had kept it safe from invaders for millennia. The Drukhari Empire, a proud and technologically advanced species, had heard rumors about humans. Traders whispered about their strange resilience, their uncanny ability to survive in environments that should have killed them, and their remarkable ingenuity with limited resources. For centuries, these tales had been dismissed as myths, exaggerated stories told by frightened explorers. But over time, curiosity turned into arrogance. A fleet of Drukhari warships drifted through the void, sleek and black, designed to intimidate with sheer size and firepower. At the helm was Commander Tharlik, a veteran who had led dozens of campaigns across the galaxy. He had conquered worlds, defeated fleets, and brought rebellious systems to their knees. Nothing had ever scared him, nothing, until now. Tharlik studied the holographic map of the sector. Earth's territory lay just ahead, a lightly monitored region, according to reports. Its defenses were minimal. Minimal, he repeated aloud, tapping his clawed fingers on the console. Barely a few patrol drones, no fortified planets, no major fleets. His second-in-command, a calculating strategist named Rillen, frowned. Reports may underestimate them, Commander. These humans, they are unpredictable. Their technology is primitive compared to ours, yes, but that does not mean they are weak. I advise caution. Tharlik's mandibles clicked in irritation. Caution. We are Drukhari. No human planet can withstand our firepower. We will make them bow, or we will destroy them. History is on our side, Rillen. Never forget that. Rillen hesitated, knowing arguing further would accomplish little. Tharlik's pride often blinded him. The commander's belief in the superiority of the Drukhari Empire was absolute. To him, humans were insects in a galaxy of titans. The fleet approached the outer edge of Earth's territory. Sensors were activated, scanning for life, energy signatures, and potential threats. The readings were unusual. Energy fluctuations, small but intense, pulsed from the planet's surface. Atmospheric composition seemed to shift slightly in response to the ship's presence. Commander, Rillen said, her voice tinged with concern, these readings, they are strange. Nothing like this should exist here. No civilization could manipulate energy on this scale without advanced technology. Tharlik snorted. Primitive humans are capable of clever tricks. Nothing more. Do not overthink it. The conquest will be simple. As they drew closer, Earth's blue oceans came into view, shimmering under the light of its sun. The Drukhari fleet descended toward a sparsely populated region of the planet, an area that appeared to be mostly wilderness. Satellite scans revealed no large cities, no military installations, nothing that suggested serious defense. Perfect, Tharlik said with a cruel grin. They will never know what hit them. On the surface, humans were going about their daily lives, completely unaware of the approaching fleet. In a small research station in the Arctic, a group of scientists monitored unusual energy signatures in the sky. Dr. Alara Chen, the lead researcher, adjusted her instruments and frowned. There's something out there, she said quietly. Something big. It's not meteorological. It's moving, intelligently. Her assistant, a young technician named Samir, leaned over her shoulder. You mean a ship? Alara nodded. Yes, and it's massive. Our readings are off the charts. Whatever it is, it doesn't want to be detected. Meanwhile, in the deep jungles of the Amazon, a team of biologists noticed strange electromagnetic pulses interfering with their equipment. Animals behaved oddly, fleeing the area or hiding. Birds circled in erratic patterns, and fish leapt out of rivers as if sensing an unseen danger somewhere across the planet. In underground bunkers designed for emergency response, humans were quietly preparing. They did not know the full extent of the threat, but instinct, experience, and stories passed down through generations warned them of forces beyond comprehension. Humans had survived ice ages, floods, plagues, and wars, and they had learned to adapt quickly. Back in space, the Drakari fleet initiated orbital scans, sending probes to the surface. What they found perplexed them. Human-made structures were minimal, mostly wooden, concrete, or steel, yet the energy readings were unlike anything seen before. There was no explanation, no weapons, no shields, nothing that could justify the intense energy fluctuations, Commander Rillan said. Pointing at the readouts, something here doesn't add up. Their defenses, they don't exist, but the readings suggest immense power. We should be cautious. Tharlik slammed a claw onto the console. Enough hesitation. There is no power here that can threaten us. We will descend, land, and assert control. If they resist, they will be crushed. The fleet descended through Earth's atmosphere, engines roaring, creating streaks of fire in the sky. On the ground, humans noticed strange shadows crossing the clouds. Strange vibrations felt in the earth, and a low humming that seemed to resonate in their bones. Panic and curiosity spread simultaneously. At a secret research facility near the Rocky Mountains, Alara Chen and her team activated defense protocols. Automated turrets and energy shields, normally kept in standby mode, powered up silently. She contacted other facilities, coordinating a planetary awareness system designed for unknown extraterrestrial threats. Something is coming, she said. Something big. We have to be ready. But the Drakari saw none of this as a threat to them. Humans were insignificant. The fleet began to land on key points, deserts, forests, and mountain ranges. They deployed armored units, drones, and command posts. Soldiers and robots moved with efficiency, scanning for signs of human military response. In the first encounter, a small Drakari reconnaissance team landed near a forested area, expecting to find nothing. They were met with an empty clearing, and then the ground shifted. Trees uprooted themselves with surprising speed, creating barriers. Rivers seemed to redirect their flow. The reconnaissance team froze as the forest appeared to move as if alive. "What is this?" one of the soldiers whispered. "It's responding to us." Back on the fleet, Tharlik received reports. He frowned, annoyed by minor delays. "Nature? We are above nature. We are above this planet. Continue. Nothing here can stop us." But humans were not relying solely on conventional weapons. Across Earth, small teams activated systems designed centuries ago, combining science, instinct, and ingenuity. Electromagnetic pulses, directed gravitational fields, and energy shields formed spontaneously in key locations. Humans had no massive fleet, no gigantic weapons, but what they did have was unpredictability, creativity, and the will to survive. As night fell, the first true clash began. Drakari drones, programmed to eliminate resistance, moved toward human settlements. They found their paths blocked, not by walls or soldiers, but by energy fields appearing out of nowhere. Communication systems jammed, sensors overloaded, and small explosions disrupted formations. Rillan watched the reports in disbelief. "Commander, they're adapting. They're fighting back, without conventional weapons. How?" Tharlik's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. This cannot be happening. Retreat, no. We will adjust. Continue the assault. They will yield." On the ground, humans moved with surprising speed and coordination. Families, scientists, engineers, and soldiers worked together, setting traps, diverting enemy forces, and using every advantage the terrain offered. Their improvisation confounded the Drakari. What seemed impossible facing a technologically superior enemy was being achieved. Humans used ingenuity, cunning, and resilience to protect their home. By dawn, the Drakari had suffered unexpected losses. Minor skirmishes had become a nightmare of confusion and uncertainty. Alien pride, arrogance, and underestimation of humans had led them into a trap of their own making. The very ground seemed alive, and humans used every aspect of it to their advantage. Commander Tharlik clenched his claws, rage and disbelief etched into his face. This cannot be. Humans, they should have been easy. Nothing can be so Efficient without advanced technology, Rillen placed a clawed hand on his shoulder. Perhaps we underestimated them. Perhaps Earth is not what it seems. Tharlik growled. No, this is a temporary annoyance. Once we regroup, once we apply our full strength, they will fall. They always do. Yet deep down, a small seed of doubt had been planted. For the first time in his career, Tharlik realized that humans might not be as weak as the galaxy believed. And so, as the sun rose over Earth, painting the oceans and forests in gold, the stage was set. The humans had shown the first signs of resistance, their ingenuity surprising even the most arrogant of aliens. But the real test, the full might of Drakari pride against the resourcefulness of humanity, was only beginning. The first rays of sunlight spread across Earth's surface, illuminating forests, mountains, deserts, and oceans. From orbit, the Drakari fleet appeared powerful and unyielding, their ships glinting like black diamonds in the morning light. Yet the humans had already begun to show that appearances could be deceiving. Commander Tharlik paced inside the command ship, claws tapping the metallic floor. His pride had been wounded, and with every report from his forces, frustration grew. How can they resist us? He demanded. We are the Drakari Empire. No world survives us. Rillen stood beside him, calm yet alert. Commander, humans are using the environment, their cities, and even their small weapons in ways we do not understand. They are unpredictable, adaptive, and are clever. Perhaps we should reconsider our approach. Tharlik's mandibles clicked in irritation. Reconsider? No. We conquer or destroy. That is the Drakari way. Adjust the drones. Launch the strike teams. They will bow, or they will burn, on the ground. Humans were organizing in an astonishingly quick and efficient manner. Across the planet, soldiers, engineers, scientists, and ordinary citizens worked in unison. Where one group fortified a village, another diverted rivers to create natural barriers. Where some humans set up energy shields, others prepared traps using gravitational fields, magnetic currents, and even solar energy harvested in minutes. Dr. Alara Chen coordinated from her Arctic research facility, which had become a central command hub. She spoke calmly into a secure communicator. Team Alpha, proceed with the diversion near the northern forests. Team Beta, reinforce the energy shields around urban centers. Samir, monitor the alien communications. They will try to coordinate, they always do. Let's see how fast they adapt to ours. Samir's eyes widened. Dr. Chen, their ships. They're trying to jam our signals. They're faster than we predicted. Alara smiled faintly. Good, that means they are reacting, not anticipating. Keep adjusting. They can't predict human ingenuity, and that is our advantage in the northern forests. A group of humans set up a series of electromagnetic traps. Trees were strategically enhanced to channel energy through hidden wires, turning the entire forest into a living web of interference. When Drakari drones entered the area, they were hit by pulses that caused malfunction after malfunction. A single drone exploded midair, showering sparks and fragments, while others were forced to retreat. What is this? One Drakari soldier shouted as his drone twitched uncontrollably. These creatures, they fight without weapons. Another drone attempted to fire, only to short-circuit. The humans were everywhere at once, yet nowhere to be seen. They used terrain, speed, and intelligence as their weapons, everything a Drakari commander believed was impossible. Meanwhile, in the deserts, humans had created mirrors and solar concentrators that redirected sunlight into precise beams. These beams interfered with Drakari ship sensors, blinding them temporarily and making navigation difficult. Small, human-built vehicles moved at incredible speeds, dodging alien patrols and planting explosive charges that the Drakari did not anticipate. Rillen's eyes widened as she reviewed the reports. Commander, look at this. They're using their environment as a weapon. It's sophisticated, yet simple. They have no large fleet, no powerful weapons comparable to ours. But they are making us lose control. Tharlik's face darkened. Impossible. This cannot happen. Humans. They are insignificant. They cannot think like this. They cannot. But the evidence was undeniable. In multiple regions, the Drukhari were being delayed, sabotaged, and forced into defensive positions. Energy fields glowed unexpectedly, natural terrain shifted subtly, and humans seemed to be everywhere at once, coordinating flawlessly, deep within the jungles. A small Drukhari strike team landed, expecting to find humans easily subdued. Instead, they found themselves trapped. Rivers that appeared shallow became deep channels, pulling their vehicles into mud. Trees, seemingly ordinary, dropped branches at precise angles, disabling drones. Hidden traps fired netting and magnetic pulses, grounding alien technology. One soldier shouted, "Commander, we're stuck. They are using the land against us." Rillan whispered, "This is exactly what I feared. Their adaptability. It is beyond anything we have encountered." Commander Tharlik gritted his teeth. "Then we escalate. Deploy the heavy units. Break through. Humanity will submit or die." He ordered orbital bombardment on a strategic location. A human city near the coast. Explosions lit up the morning sky, sending plumes of smoke and fire across the horizon. But the humans had prepared for this. Massive energy shields rose from hidden underground generators, absorbing the blasts and redirecting their force harmlessly into the ocean. Buildings remained intact, and people evacuated safely through underground tunnels. Re-emerging in locations the Drukhari could not predict, Dr. Chen observed from her control hub. Her eyes focused and sharp. "They think brute force will work," she murmured. "They do not understand that humans are more than the sum of their weapons." In another part of the world, a team of human engineers created a system of electromagnetic pulses that temporarily disabled entire alien drones. The drones fell from the sky like metallic rain, sparking and tumbling uncontrollably. Alien soldiers scrambled, trying to recover, but every movement was anticipated. Humans had turned their own knowledge of physics and electricity into a deadly defense. Rillan looked at the reports again, disbelief growing. "Commander, these humans, they are learning. They adapt to every action we take. They are evolving in real time," Tharlik roared. "They are lucky this early in the battle. This planet will fall. It must fall." But luck alone could not explain what was happening. The humans were organized, strategic, and fearless. They moved with the confidence of a species that had survived countless disasters and thrived despite all odds. Every time the Drukhari tried to predict human behavior, they failed. Every calculated strike was countered by ingenuity. As the battle continued, humans began to strike back. Small fighter crafts, designed and built within weeks from raw materials, harassed the alien ships. They were nimble, fast, and almost impossible to hit. Using guerrilla tactics, they targeted critical components of the alien fleet, disabling engines and communications. In one remarkable moment, a group of human pilots used atmospheric conditions to create temporary energy funnels. The funnels pulled Drukhari ships off course, sending them crashing into the mountains. Alien soldiers scrambled in panic as the humans appeared out of nowhere, striking with precision and retreating before retaliation could begin. Back in the command ship, Tharlik's face was dark with anger. "This is absurd. Nothing should be able to resist us like this. We are the Drukhari Empire. This world is meaningless, yet it fights." Rillan's voice was calm but firm. "Commander, I warn you, they are not like other species. Humans are exceptional. Perhaps we should reconsider our methods before more losses occur." Tharlik banged his claw on the console. "We do not reconsider. We adapt. We conquer. Prepare for the next strike. Bring in the heavy weapons. They will break. They must." But even as he spoke, more reports poured in. Human resistance was increasing, and their methods were growing bolder. Cities that appeared defenseless became fortresses. The countryside, forests, and mountains turned into traps. Rivers, lakes, and even weather patterns were being used strategically. The humans were not relying on technology alone, they were using creativity, intuition, and sheer willpower. On the surface, small groups of humans coordinated seamlessly. Farmers armed with improvised devices guided alien patrols into deep canyons. Scientists manipulated energy fields to confuse sensors. Soldiers used hit-and-run tactics, never staying in one place long enough to be targeted. Every attempt by the Drukhari to assert dominance was met with unexpected resistance. Alara Chen watched calmly, almost smiling. They think they are attacking us, but they are learning the hard way that Earth does not belong to them. We survive because we must. We survive because we are human. As the sun began to set, the Drukhari forces were forced to retreat from several areas. Their pride had driven them forward, but human resilience, ingenuity, and unity had turned the tide of the first major confrontations. Losses were mounting, morale was weakening, and the realization began to creep in that humans were far from ordinary. Commander Tharlik clenched his claws, his voice low and furious. This is unacceptable. Humans, they cannot be strong enough to resist us. They must fall. Rillan, careful with her words, said, Commander, pride has blinded us. We underestimated them. Earth is not just a planet. It is alive in ways we do not yet understand. If we continue to approach this with arrogance, our downfall will be certain. Tharlik's eyes flashed with rage. We will see about that. Prepare the fleet for the next phase. Humans will learn what it means to face the Drukhari Empire. Yet, deep inside, even the proud Tharlik felt a seed of doubt. Humans had shown him and the galaxy something unexpected, raw determination, unparalleled creativity, and a unity that could rival even the most advanced civilizations. As night fell over Earth, the humans were quiet but alert. Families returned home, scientists recalibrated devices, soldiers reorganized defenses, and ordinary citizens shared information. They knew the fight had only begun, but they had proven that even a small, technologically simple species could survive against overwhelming odds. The sun rose over a world on the brink of conflict, casting golden light on forests, mountains, and oceans that hid the determination of a species no one had taken seriously. After the first clashes, the humans had shown that they could defend their planet against the technologically superior Drukhari Empire. Yet, they did not stop at defense. They were preparing to go on the offensive. Commander Tharlik paced on the bridge of his flagship, claws clicking against the metallic floor. Reports of losses and failures were flooding in. This cannot be, he growled. Every strike we make, every drone we send, they adapt faster than we can think. Humans they are. Abnormal. Rillan, calm but wary, studied the screens. Commander, the humans are not relying solely on brute force. They are learning from every move we make, predicting patterns, and turning the environment to their advantage. It's extraordinary. Tharlik's mandibles clicked sharply. Extraordinary? They are creatures of no consequence. Yet they have turned our strategy against us. Enough. We will not retreat. Prepare the heavy assault units. This ends today. Far below, on the surface, humans were already moving in coordinated strikes. Dr. Alara Chen had studied the alien movements for days. She had observed their patterns, the way they deployed drones, and the way they assumed control of regions. And she had devised a plan. Humans would not wait for the aliens to attack. They would seize the initiative. Teams Alpha, Beta, and Gamma proceed to the northern, eastern, and western sectors. Alara instructed through the communication network. Engage with precision. Use everything we have. Remember, our strength is our unpredictability. Team Alpha moved first, equipped with agile vehicles and electromagnetic pulse devices. They advanced through the forests where the Drukhari had been previously stalled. Drones patrolling the area fell one by one, disabled by pulses that humans had perfected. But this time, humans did not just defend, they struck strategically, targeting power supplies, communication relays, and small command posts. A human soldier, Mara, guided her team through the dense undergrowth, whispering instructions. Left flank, slow and steady. Wait for the pulse now. A wave of energy pulsed outward, frying drones in midair. The humans moved quickly, dismantling alien equipment before it could be repaired. Meanwhile, Team Beta advanced toward a desert region. Here, the humans had designed mirrors and reflective surfaces that amplified the sunlight into blinding beams. Drukhari sensors malfunctioned, and vehicles veered off course into natural traps like sand pits and sudden gullies. Small explosive charges, hidden in plain sight, disabled larger alien machinery. Lieutenant Hassan, leading Team Beta, chuckled as he watched a drone topple into the sand. They never saw that coming, he said. Humans always find a way. Team Gamma, stationed in the mountains, used gravity manipulation devices developed by human scientists. They altered the trajectory of alien ships and drones, causing them to collide with terrain or be forced to retreat. Human sharpshooters took out isolated units, while energy pulses disabled larger weapons. Dr. Chen monitored the global battlefield from her Arctic hub. They thought Earth was defenseless. They thought humans would fall under firepower. But humans fight differently. We use our minds, our environment, and our will. We are not just surviving. We are taking the fight to them. Back in orbit, the Drukhari fleet struggled to maintain formation. Losses were mounting, and the humans were striking in ways that were impossible to predict. Even Tharlik's most experienced commanders were baffled. This is unacceptable, Tharlik roared. They are striking strategically, not randomly. How can a primitive species think like this? They should not be capable. Rillan's voice was quiet but firm. Commander, they are capable. Humans are exceptional. Every battle teaches them something new. Every failure strengthens them. This is not weakness, it is evolution. The humans' offensive continued with remarkable speed and precision. In urban areas, they used underground tunnels to move undetected, launching sudden strikes on alien equipment and quickly retreating before retaliation could occur. In forests, rivers, and mountains, the terrain itself became a weapon guided by human ingenuity. Dr. Chen directed another strike from her hub. Prepare the magnetic pulse field. Activate the diversion routes. They will expect an attack from the north. Let's surprise them from the east. Human teams executed the plan flawlessly. Alien drones moving toward the northern sector were intercepted by sudden magnetic pulses. That disabled engines. While the Drukhari scrambled to recover, humans attacked from the east, taking out command relays and forcing alien units into chaotic retreats. Tharlik's rage grew with every report. They are learning faster than we can adjust. This is impossible. We are the Drukhari Empire. No world survives our might. Yet these humans, they do. Rillan tried to reason with him. Commander, pride blinds us. We underestimated them. Earth is not just a planet, they are its children. Its environment, its resources, its ingenuity, they use it all. They are remarkable. But Tharlik refused to acknowledge it. No, this is temporary. We will overwhelm them. We will show them the power of the Drukhari. Yet even as he spoke, humans had begun to exploit weaknesses in the alien fleet, using signals intercepted from Drukhari communications. Human engineers had developed countermeasures that disrupted the aliens' coordination. Energy fields, gravitational anomalies, and electromagnetic pulses were used not just defensively, but offensively, striking alien ships with precision. A squad of humans managed to infiltrate a small orbital station, using it to transmit false signals that misled the Drukhari fleet. Ships that were supposed to support one sector were redirected into empty space, or toward traps set by humans on the surface. The Drukhari were caught in a web of confusion, struggling to respond effectively. On Earth, humans celebrated small victories but remained focused. Every loss and gain was analyzed, every mistake corrected, every success used to build the next strategy. They were not just fighting to survive, they were showing that humanity could not be underestimated. In one daring maneuver, a human team used a combination of gravitational pulses and energy shields to lift an alien tank off the ground and deposit it in the middle of a river. The tank sank, immobilized, and alien soldiers inside were forced to retreat. That's how we do it, Mara whispered, watching the machine disappear beneath the water. Rillan observed the chaos through the fleet's sensors. Commander, they are turning every disadvantage into an advantage. Every weak point we expose is exploited. They are incredible. Tharlik slammed a claw on the console. Incredible. They are animals. Nothing more. This ends now. Deploy the orbital cannons. Flatten the cities. They will submit or die. But the humans had anticipated this. Massive energy shields, reinforced by natural resources and rapid improvisation, absorbed the bombardment. Shock waves were diverted into rivers and uninhabited regions. No human lives were lost, and alien forces found themselves striking against defenses that were almost impossible to breach. Dr. Chen smiled faintly. They thought firepower alone would win. They do not understand humans. We are adaptable, unpredictable, and resilient. This fight, this is ours. As the day progressed, the humans' offensive continued with increasing effectiveness. Alien forces were harried from every direction: land, air, and even orbit. Communications were disrupted, command units isolated, and reinforcements delayed. Even Tharlik began to feel a creeping doubt. Pride had led him to Earth, but arrogance and underestimation had cost him dearly. Losses were mounting, morale was weakening, and the humans' resilience was undeniable. Rillan spoke again, softly but firmly. "Commander, pride has led us to this point. We cannot predict them. We cannot control them, perhaps. It is time to reconsider our approach." Tharlik's mandibles twitched in fury. "Reconsider? No. We adapt, we conquer, or we die trying. Humans will fall, eventually, but they will pay." Yet deep inside, he could not deny what he had seen. Humans were extraordinary not because of technology, not because of weapons, but because of their minds, their unity, and their will to survive. They were shaping the battle not through force alone, but through ingenuity, strategy, and courage. On the surface, humans continued to move seamlessly. Families, soldiers, engineers, and scientists acted as one. Every region of the planet became a coordinated front. Every failure was a lesson, every victory a stepping stone. By nightfall, the Drakari had suffered significant setbacks. Ships were damaged, drones destroyed, and units scattered. Their pride had led them into a trap of human design, and every strike they attempted was countered with brilliance and determination. Commander Tharlik clenched his claws, staring at the battlefield reports. They cannot be this strong, this intelligent." Rillan placed a claw on his arm. "They are human, Commander. That is their strength. They survive, they adapt, and they fight in ways we cannot predict. Pride blinded us, and it may lead to our downfall," Tharlik growled, but even in his anger, he knew she was right. For the first time in his long career, he faced an enemy he could not fully control or predict. Humans were not just defending, they were learning, adapting, and now going on the offensive. The night sky over Earth shimmered with the lights of stars, yet below, the planet was alive with energy, movement, and determination. Humans had fought back against the Drakari Empire with ingenuity, courage, and resilience, turning their world into a battlefield they controlled. The aliens, once proud and confident, were now confused, frustrated, and fearful. Commander Tharlik paced on the bridge of his flagship, eyes narrowing at the reports streaming in. Losses everywhere. Drones down, units trapped, fleets disabled. How can these creatures resist our might? We are the Drakari Empire. No world has ever stood against us. Rillan, always calm, replied, "Commander, they are not just resisting. They are defeating us. They do not rely on brute strength alone. They use intelligence, creativity, and the environment. Earth itself is their weapon, and they are its guardians." Tharlik's mandibles clicked sharply. "Guardians? They are insignificant, nothing more than pests. Yet, they are dangerous. I do not understand. We must escalate, flatten the regions, destroy the cities, eliminate their leaders. Only then will they submit." Far below, humans were preparing their most daring offensive yet. Dr. Alara Chen, coordinating from the Arctic Command Hub, spoke to her teams. "This is the moment we have been preparing for. They believe they can overwhelm us, but we will show them the strength of humanity. Every resource, every mind, every skill will be used. This is our planet, and we will fight to protect it." Teams moved swiftly across continents, using technology, strategy, and the terrain to their advantage. Rivers and forests became traps. Mountains and deserts became ambush zones. Humans had learned the patterns of the Drakari fleet and were ready to exploit every weakness. In the northern forests, Team Alpha led a daring strike. using electromagnetic pulses and energy shields. They disabled patrol drones and intercepted supply routes. Small, agile human vehicles moved undetected, striking critical alien units before vanishing into the dense foliage. Mara, leading Team Alpha, whispered into her communicator. Focus on their command drones. If we take them out, the rest will be disorganized. Move carefully, now. The pulse fired, and drones malfunctioned midair, crashing into the trees or spinning out of control. Alien soldiers attempted to regroup, but humans were already in new positions, using the forest's natural cover to outmaneuver them. In the deserts, Team Beta used reflective surfaces and solar energy to blind sensors and redirect enemy strikes. Vehicles that were designed to dominate the landscape were caught in traps hidden beneath the sand. Explosions echoed across the dunes as humans used guerrilla tactics to dismantle alien machinery. Lieutenant Hassan smiled as his team disabled yet another tank. They never saw this coming, he said. We turned their power into weakness. That's humanity. In the mountains, Team Gamma employed gravity manipulation and energy redirection. Alien ships attempting to patrol the peaks were forced off course, colliding with cliffs or being grounded. Sharpshooters and small squads struck from hidden positions, taking out key personnel and critical equipment. Dr. Chen monitored the battlefield, her eyes scanning every report. They underestimated us, she said. They thought technology alone would dominate, but humans fight with more than machines. We fight with intelligence, courage, and unity. Every failure teaches us. Every success strengthens us, even in orbit. Humans were taking the fight directly to the Drakari fleet. Improvised spacecraft, small but fast, launched sudden attacks on ships. Using knowledge of alien systems and physics, humans disabled engines, redirected energy flows, and caused chaos in formations. Signals intercepted from alien communications allowed humans to anticipate maneuvers and exploit weaknesses. Commander Tharlik's frustration grew. Impossible. Every move we make, they counter it. Every weakness, they exploit it. How? How can they be this strong? Rillan spoke quietly. They are human, Commander. That is their strength. They adapt, they improvise, they survive. Pride has brought us here, but it is underestimating them that has led us to this point. Tharlik's claws clench. No, this is temporary. We will crush them. We will show them the power of the Drakari Empire. But even as he spoke, humans executed a bold strategy. They divided the Drakari fleet's attention by creating multiple fronts. In one region, humans simulated a retreat, luring alien forces into a canyon. As the Drakari pursued, electromagnetic pulses, gravitational traps, and sudden energy barriers cut them off from support. Dozens of alien units were disabled before they could respond. Meanwhile, in urban centers, humans launched rapid strikes on command centers, using tunnels, rooftops, and underground passages. They disabled communication nodes and energy supplies. Alien soldiers found themselves isolated, confused, and vulnerable. In the forests, Team Alpha advanced further, targeting critical supply chains. Mara and her team moved silently, planting EMP charges that disabled drones, vehicles, and automated weapon systems. Every unit we stop, Mara said, weakens them. Every system we disrupt brings them closer to defeat. Dr. Chen's eyes scanned the global communications network. They thought firepower alone could break us. But humans fight with their minds. Every region, every action, every individual contributes. They underestimate us at their own peril. Even the Drakari fleet's heavy weapons, designed to flatten cities and forests, were neutralized by human ingenuity. Energy shields, reinforced with environmental enhancements, absorbed strikes, redirected them, or rendered them ineffective. The humans had turned every disadvantage into an advantage. As the battle reached its peak, humans launched a coordinated strike against the central Drakari command ship. Using orbital manipulation and precise targeting, small human craft disabled engines, breached shields, and disrupted navigation systems. Alien officers were thrown into chaos as their flagship became vulnerable. Tharlik, watching in disbelief, roared, "This cannot be. We are invincible. Humans are they. They cannot do this. Rillen placed a claw on his arm. Commander, it is over. Pride led us to underestimate them. Every move we made, they countered. Every advantage we had, they turned into a weakness. Humanity has shown its true power. On the surface, humans advanced, pushing alien forces into retreat. Soldiers, engineers, and civilians moved as one, striking decisively while minimizing losses. Every corner of the planet became a coordinated front. Every strategy executed with precision. In a final, daring maneuver, humans used gravitational manipulation to lift a massive alien warship off the ground, carrying it to the ocean where it sank, disabled. Cheers erupted across human command hubs. The Drukhari forces were scattered, demoralized, and unable to regroup. Commander Tharlik stared at the screens, silence filling the bridge. His pride had led him to Earth, but arrogance and underestimation had cost him dearly. Impossible. They are not just survivors. They are superior, in ways I cannot understand. Rillen nodded. Yes, Commander. They are humans. They fight not only with technology, but with courage, creativity, and unity. That is their strength. That is why they cannot be defeated easily on Earth. Dr. Chen addressed the global network of humans. This is our world. We have defended it not just with weapons, but with our minds, our courage, and our will. Humanity has proven that no force, no matter how strong, can defeat a species that refuses to yield. We have shown the galaxy what it means to be human. As dawn broke across continents, the Drukhari forces retreated from Earth, their pride wounded, their confidence shattered, and their perception of humanity forever changed. What they had expected to be an easy conquest had become a nightmare of unpredictability, ingenuity, and resistance. Commander Tharlik left orbit, silent for the first time in his long career. Rillen looked at him, and though she remained composed, her eyes reflected relief and awe. We underestimated them, she said quietly. And now we know the truth. Tharlik did not answer. Even in defeat, pride lingered. But deep inside, he knew humans were extraordinary. They had survived against overwhelming odds, turned the environment to their advantage, and fought with a unity that no alien technology could break. On Earth, humanity celebrated, not with arrogance, but with pride and humility. They had defended their home, preserved their way of life, and proven that even a species considered primitive by the galaxy could achieve the impossible. Families reunited, scientists continued their work, and soldiers shared stories of courage and strategy. The planet had survived, stronger and wiser than before. Dr. Chen reflected quietly on the battle. They came thinking Earth would be easy. They came with pride and firepower. But humans have something no one else can replicate. Intelligence, adaptability, courage, and heart. That is why we are still here. That is why we will always survive. In the stars above, the retreating Drukhari fleet vanished into the void, leaving Earth untouched but forever marked by the lessons learned. The galaxy would remember this day, the day humans refused to bow, the day their resilience and ingenuity turned invaders into retreating forces, the day humanity showed that pride could be punished by those it underestimated. And on Earth, under the endless sky, humans looked up at the stars, knowing that no matter what the galaxy sent, they were ready. They had survived the impossible. They had adapted, fought, and triumphed. They were human.